We have breaking news. Let's get right to it.
Past 24 hours, we've seen 34 new cases of COVID-19 here in Utah.
Following breaking news out of Utah, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake hitting just after 7 a.m. local time, about 10 miles west of Salt Lake City.
We need 100 to 150,000 tests a day.
What is going on in the world? It's DreRawka Isolation 20 Podcast, episode number 75. We are here. It is a beautiful, wet, and gloomy Tuesday. April, what would it be? I think it's April 20. I always get these dates wrong. I need to be more on my dates. So I'm recording this April 25th, 2023. This will be dropping April 27th. So, yeah. Good. We got timing right now. So if anything, any special events happen between now and then, you know why I didn't cover it. All right. Hopefully you're feeling good. Your boy's feeling great. This is coming off of the release of the latest unrestricted episode with my friend Pat Baker. Now, Pat is a very interesting guy. He's a guy that started his own business, literally from the ground up. Be Hood Clothing Brotherhood. And I was introduced to Pat back in 2000. Man, it was right after high school. So it was like 2007, 2008, maybe. My brother, Adam, he introduced me. They went to college together and whatnot. And he introduced me, and I was just a bright-eyed young dude. And I didn't know nobody with a clothing line, right? It was kind of unheard of back then to have an actual clothing brand and, you know, garments that weren't just pressed, right? And things like that. And so meeting him, it was inspiring. It was like, yo, if this dude can create his own brand, like I can do the same, right? I can do something like it. Maybe not the same thing, but something like it, right? So I had the opportunity to sit down, talk with him, get to pick his brain a little bit. He is on this journey of enlightenment. So he's literally telling people that like literally they can do whatever they want. And what you know about yourself isn't what you truly know, right? And how to tap into this inner self that will manifest with hard work, obviously, manifest so much for you, right? Dream the biggest dream, right? Whatever it is. If it's material things, why can't you have a yacht like Jeff Biggity Bezos, right? Why can't you have a television show that's shown all over the world? Why can't you become the biggest star or creative, right? The dream as big as you can and put the work behind it. And I'm totally with that. I think that is a mindset that we should have, right? I feel like we should, if there's something right now that you are doing that you really think that you could take it to, or that you want to take it to a level that is just maybe right above where you currently are. Example, maybe you have a food truck and you're like, man, I wish one day I can get a storefront. I wish one day I can get a corner store. All right, how about to take it further? How about you have the biggest, best taco food brand in the world, right? Now, for the longest time, it was just McDonald's, right? And then along came this thing called Wendy's. And then along came this thing called Burger King. And then came along this thing called Whataburger. And then, who else? Shake Shack, right? Now the Carl's Jr.'s. There's so many world-renowned burger shops that all have a place on the market, right? And then people will go to who they like, right? Typically, it's whoever has the shortest drive-through, to be honest with you. But that's kind of my point. Even though somebody's might be doing something similar to you, there's no reason why you can't be the biggest and best, right? Some people love Carl's Jr.'s more than they do McDonald's, and they will die saying that, right? It's all about preference at that point, but you got to be recognized. So my thing is with that conversation, it's like, yo, dream bigger. Why not? Go shoot for the stars, whatever it is. Don't sell yourself short, because the biggest celebrities, the biggest people in tech, the biggest things ever, the people that made the Sony cameras, the people that made the iPhone, right? If they would have had that mindset of like, there's already somebody with a camera. There's already Canon. There's already Bell West or whatever, right? They would sell, if they would have sold themselves short, we wouldn't be having the technology we have. We wouldn't be having the brands that we use every day, right? So dream bigger, man. Go shoot for the stars. Don't let nobody or nothing stop you. Even if somebody doing something similar, hell, if somebody's doing the same exact thing, who cares? They're not you. They don't have your voice. They don't have your cadence. You know what I mean? Everybody sells chicken, but certain people have the secret ingredients, right? So don't sell yourself short. Go out there, make some things happen, and go check out that latest episode of Unrestricted with my guy, Pat Baker, man, owner, operator, and CEO of Be Hood Clothing, man. They got a storefront in Las Vegas that is really dope. So next time I'm in Vegas, I gotta stop by the store. Just gotta pop my head through. What up, man? What up? Yeah, man. Had a great Sunday. We had a Sunday workout, as we do every Sunday. And this Sunday was a little different. We went and played basketball. You know, the boys were like, yo, let's switch it up. You know what I mean? Let's go play some b-ball. I was like, man, let's do it. That'd be fun. I haven't played basketball, like, competitively, like 2-on-2, 1-on-1. Usually I'll just go down, shoot some baskets, whatever. But this time, running with the boys, that was a lot of fun. It brought back memories of me being at all of the complexes I lived at. Hunter's Ridge, Kenneth Allen Apartments, D.A. Grout, you know what I mean? Clarendon Elementary, you know what I mean? Going and playing Boys and Girls Club, Mount Tabor, like all these different places where we used to ball up. And until the lights shut down, until the park literally shut down, where the lights cut off, and then we would have to. I mean, we didn't have cell phones back then. Cell phones, obviously, they were invented, but not everybody had a cell phone. Back in the 90s and in the early 2000s, not everybody had if you had a cell phone, it meant that your family's doing all right. It meant that you're able to, because you had to pay data plans. You had to pay per data usage, and I'm sure that you probably still do, but back then it was like it was expensive to have a cell phone. So there was no flashlights that we had ready. If we wanted a flashlight, we had to bring a flashlight with 8-volt batteries in it. So when the park closed down, we would have to go home, or we'd go to another park that had lights that ran longer or whatever. But going and playing basketball with the boys, man, that was a lot of fun. We got some content. So if you haven't checked out the Weight Down Credit Up page, or any of the boys' page, they got it all up there on theirs, and on my DreRawka page on Instagram. You can find all the content, TikTok. We had a lot of fun. There was I think that we're gonna do this more often, because not only does it give the boys a chance to show their personality other than what we see on their content, right? We get to see them play ball, trash talk a little bit, have some fun. It helps them hopefully gain some new attention, right? And for me, it's just like, I love creating these moments and making people laugh. That's the whole reason why I love creating. I think it's because I get joy in making somebody's day, making somebody laugh, making somebody be like, think, right? Whether if that's feel of anger or joy, right? I can't control the way you feel. I just put it out there, right? I had this one clip, I talked about it earlier, about TikTok, on TikTok, about how obviously totally joking, where I was like, just go to Walmart, eat the food, and don't pay, right? Totally kidding. And people went off. It made them feel like, some people were like, yeah, that's funny. And some people were like, you're the worst thing that ever happened to this country. And it's like, that's why I do this, is because I want you to feel something. Now, however you feel, that's up to you. I can't control the way you feel. But if I can catch a laugh, if I can catch a, that was funny, or that made my day, or that brightened me up, dude, that means the world to me. And I'm sure a lot of creators feel the same way. I'm sure there's not creators out there. Well, there probably is creators out there that make content to make you feel angry, right? And that's fine. It is what it is. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of creators, or at least my algorithm and the creators that I follow, it's all uplifting, joyful, right? Funny, not taking it so serious. The people that get this life thing, right? Understanding that we don't got a long time here. How about you just have a good time, make some laughs, don't take things personal, and keep it pushing, right? That's all it is. And that's all my algorithm, I try to keep my algorithm at. right? The things that we consume, right? So if you want to check out that footage again, go check it out on Instagram. It was a lot of fun. And if you are somebody that wants to come and work out with us and you live in the local Utah area, reach out. Let me know. You know how to DM me at DreRawka, DreRawka is my @ on Instagram or Twitter, whatever the case is. I'm mostly active on Instagram though, so tap in with your boy. Saturday night though, big fight, the fight of the year. I mean, it's only 4 months in, but still a great fight that we've been waiting for. One of those super fights that has big names, right? Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, Tank. Obviously, I was picking Gervonta Davis in this fight. I feel like he was just from everything I've seen him do and see him bring to a fight, going up in weight class, going down in weight class, doing these things. I was like, I think Ryan's just a little too young, but I feel like this is going to be a fight that helps him grow. And I feel bad for the next person that he fights, right? First round, Ryan goes off. And not goes off as into saying like he just beat Gervonta's ass. But he was a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Those hands were moving. Bah, 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 bah. Jab was moving. Hooks were moving. Gervonta, you could tell Gervonta was downloading all this information. He's watching them. Okay, he's moving like this. This is how he's moving, right? And this is how fights go. Even in MMA, the more dominant fighter will download the information because there's an art to this thing. That's why they call it martial arts, right? But there's an art to this thing where you can tell somebody's movements, and when you're fighting, you typically go into a groove. You'll see a fighter that leads with their head, right? We seen it with Bobby King over the weekend. He lead with his head. He knocked the dude out with a headbutt. You know what I mean? No contest. They gotta run it back. But when you're looking at a fighter, even a basketball player, anything, we're creatures of habit, as they say. So when you see a fighter and they throw a jab, most likely they're gonna throw that jab the same exact way. And if they're throwing a combo, typically when they're throwing a combo, they throw it the same exact way at the same exact time. So if you're a fighter and you're watching them and you're watching these movements and you're like, oh, okay, he threw the jab. What comes after the jab? A right hook. What comes after the right hook? An uppercut. Okay, I know. I see this combo. He did the 1, the 2. I know where the 3 is coming, so I'm gonna dodge the 3 and hit him with, my right hook or my jab or whatever the case is. And that's what Gervonta did. He downloaded first round, second round, landed Ryan on his ass, caught him, boom. And then you could run it back. I called it. I said 6th or 7th round, Gervonta will get the stoppage, and that's what happened. 7th round. Big body shot, right? Like right underneath on top of the rib cage. Like it looked like it was to the chest, kind of. Boom, got him. And Ryan felt it, and he started taking steps back, keeping distance, steps back. And then as soon as Tank comes up, boom, takes a knee. Now, you see this in fights, right? You need a breather. That body shot, late reaction. You know what I mean? When you get hit with a body shot. It's happened to me. I get hit in the sternum. Woo, it takes the air out of you. You need a minute to kind of get your wind back, right? So that's what happened with him. He stepped back. Okay, I feel it now. Gervonta's coming. Let me take a knee. You take a knee in boxing, you got a 10-second count. You got to get back on your feet. You got to tell the ref, yo, I'm good. Typically, the ref grabs your gloves, pulls you forward. If you move forward with them, you're good. If you stumble or whatever, they're going to evaluate you. That's what it is. They're going to take your time, evaluate you, see what's going on. Ryan Garcia didn't come out. He didn't get up. 10 count, it was over. 7th round. Tank Davis shuts all doubters up. Shut them up. Boom. Quiet. The greatest of all time in the ring with him. Floyd Money Mayweather with all 10,000 chains on. Looking like a diamond. He just looked like a big old piece of diamond standing in that ring. Money for days. It's like, damn, man. Like, how much money do you... At what point does making money, does it not matter? Or is it just like an infinite amount of money that you have to keep making, right? For me, it's like, I don't know. Once you make $1 million, you're going to be hungry for 2. Once you make 2, you're going to be hungry for 5. Once you're hungry for 5, you're going to be hungry for 10, right? So I don't know. Once you become a billionaire, are you trying to be a trillionaire? Are you trying to have that Saudi Arabia money where they blow it off? Like money that it's just air, right? That'd be cool. I would love to be at that point. I would love to have those problems. Give me all the money problems. Not bad ones, but like the problems of having too much money. What do I donate to? Oh, I got a cousin that's asking for this much of money. You know what I mean? I want those problems. That's the problems I want. I want money management problems, but not like to the point where I'm going to be broke and like have 0. But I want to be to the point where it's like, I got to hire somebody to do my finances. Sure as hell beats paycheck to paycheck, which most of us live. You know what I mean? Growing up with a single father, it's not easy. You learn good habits and then you learn bad habits too. You learn that you got to work harder than what your parents worked and smarter than your parents worked. But then you also have to worry. Then you also get the habits of not saving or not knowing credit, right? These kind of things. It's true. These things happen, but it's no fault of our parents. They're product of the 60s and 70s where that wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? Credit is very early. I mean, like traditional sense of credit is early. It's still young. But I really enjoyed that fight. It was worth every cent, especially the early fights. The 2 early fights or 3 early fights before they got busy. It was good. I enjoyed them. What else happened? Oh, we were at Fierce Fighting Championship. That was on Friday. Man, it was a busy weekend. Now I'm thinking about it. Friday, we had Fierce Fighting Championship number 25. That was a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody that came out, including patrons, right? Fight fans. Thank you for the support. These guys and gals, they need your help. You know what I mean? I'm a fight fan. That's how I started. I just went to the fights. I enjoyed them. I was a spectator in the booth. I mean, up in the crowd. And then got the opportunity to be a part of the show, right? So if you are somebody in your local area and you enjoy fights, if you enjoyed Gervonta, Ryan Garcia fight, you should be looking for independent local boxing matches in your area. If you're not into boxing, maybe you like MMA. Check them out. Maybe you don't like the striking part of MMA. Go check out a jiu-jitsu tournament. You know what I mean? Go help the local high school wrestling team if you're into wrestling. You know what I mean? If you're into pro wrestling, go to some of your local pro wrestling shows. Help out those local guys, because the support of those local guys will help them catapult to the thing that you love to spend your money on. The WWEs, the UFCs, the PBCs, right? All these different organizations that we watch and we consume, all those guys were once a local. All those guys and gals were once the guys and gals that we cheered for, where they could actually hear us in the ring, right? Keep that same energy. Go help them. Go support them. Buy a ticket. Buy a pay-per-view. Buy a shirt. Show up. Share their stuff. If you can't afford it, share their stuff. Be like, yo, I really like this fighter, or yo, I really like this athlete. That's how we get these people to go to stardom. Now, they'll probably forget about us. That's fine. That usually happens. But maybe get that picture before they blow up. Yeah, I knew them before they weren't nothing. I knew it. I knew him. I knew her. Especially in this local MMA scene. I mean, we have so many fighters that are about to peak. You are about to see a Utah flood of fighters, because they're building them up out here. The type of talent that we're seeing right now is on that next level. These pros here in Utah, they are about to go. They're almost there. And when we got UFC fighters coming to our shows, like I seen Chris Curtis just chilling at the fights. It's like, yo, man, you were just fighting Gaslam. Who did Gaslam fight? Iconic. historic, one of the greatest fights of all time. He fought Izzy, who is now the middleweight champion. Like, come on, that's crazy. 6 degrees of separation, and our guys are rubbing cheeks with these guys. Pause. So if you are somebody, even down to like hip hop, man, all these local battlers, Mike Masters, go support these guys. Buy a pay-per-view, share the content. You know what I mean? Especially if you really rock with them. If there's somebody out there that you really rock with, I ain't saying to just do it just to do it, but like if you really rock with the craft, if you really rock with an athlete or whatever, support them. I mean, a DJ, support them, push them. Our DJ should be out of here. There's a lot of DJs here me and Banger, and we talked about it a little bit. There are certain DJs out here that should not be here every weekend. They should be in Dallas. They should be in New York, LA, the Caribbean. You know what I mean? Across seas in Europe, because they're that good. And the reason why they're not, I don't know. It could be their own self-doubt. It could be their own, family, whatever. But if you are a fan of a DJ, support them, push them. Be like, yo, bro, what are you doing here every Saturday? Like, get out of the state. Push yourself further. We should be seeing you DJing for an artist that's, killing it. You know what I mean? Or a sports team or whatever. Push yourself. Push yourself. That's it. Oh, man. The fights were a lot of fun, man. Had a technical issue that it was embarrassing, man. My system decided it wanted to shut down. So, Serato, for those of you that aren't DJs, I won't bore you too much. Just 1 second. Just one quick note on the fights on Friday, because it was embarrassing. My heart hurt afterwards, and my brother Kinese did not make it any easier. So I'm DJing. Doors open at 5, so I'm DJing at like 4:45. Music's on. I'm going. Boom. Fight start at 6, so I bring the music down. 6 o'clock, no issue. Boom. We're going through them. Ba 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 ba. Intermission. Ba ba ba. I go pee. Ba ba ba. We're back to the main card. 3 fights into the main card. Championship fights now. My system just crashes. Crashes. I know it's a redundant story. This happened before. Rewind to the night before. Serato hits us with the, hey, Serato DJ needs an upgrade. We recommend you upgrade your Serato. So I'm like, hey, I'll trust them. I was always told you're good to update Serato, just don't update your iOS. So, all right, well, I did it. I did not update my iOS, but I did update my Serato. About, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So about 4.5 hours into this gig, it crashes on me. And I can't get it back up. Pause. I got Jackson, who was the in-ring announcer. Let's get ready for the next fight. Psych, we need ring music. We need music. Dre, what's going on over there? I'm like, yo, what? I can't communicate with him. So I'm like, yo, one moment. The whole arena, my face is getting hot. I feel all the eyes on me. Oh man, it was horrible. And if you were somebody that was at the fights when this happened, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, here's the thing. You gotta roll with the punches, right? It's technology. There's nothing that I can do except to try to restart. If I restart, it doesn't work, I try to go to plan B, right? And that's exactly what I did. I felt the pressure, you know what I mean? But at some point, you have to realize that, hey, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. What can I do maybe to change the things up the next time, right? And in Clockwork, Jackson, I wasn't the only thing that had technical issues this show. Not to shine light on the cage not being closed for the first fight of the evening. The gate wouldn't shut. And so they had Zach. I seen Zach running to the back. I don't know if he had to get a pin or whatever, but there was a delay on the first fight too. Anyway, not to take away from my story with the DJing. Long story long, it was just another minute longer. I was able to get the music up, and boom, we were rocking and rolling. Finished out the night. My guy Trevor Bradshaw did not win, unfortunately. I was really hoping he would, man. I really like him. I really like what he does, man. It's always dynamite. It's always fireworks when he fights. But it is what it is. He didn't win. Jerome Hatch, the main event of the evening, super fire fight. He fought the owner of Fight City, Whalen, I believe is how you pronounce him, Eric Whalen. He is a professional bare knuckle fighter as well. He has titles, and he's had a lot of accolades and whatnot fighting. They put on a show. Eric, it was looking like Eric was gonna, get pressured and whatnot, because Jerome throws bombs. And there was pressure, but Eric, he rolled with the punches. He found his shots, and he brought it to Jerome. He brought it. And, Jerome ends up getting the win. I believe it was by TKO. I think it was a knockout by punches, I believe. I believe that's what it was. But, man, what a fight. He's now I think he's the middleweight champion of Fierce Fighting Championship. Super fun fight. They put on a show. I really enjoyed it. The I forget her name. Was it Kelly? She won the women's championship. She's a new women's championship. That was a lot of fun. That might have been my fight of the night, maybe. I had a lot of fun watching that fight. Just really solid professional fights, man. If you have not checked out Fierce Fighting Championship number 25, it is up on pay-per-view right now. Just go on to fiercefightingchampionship.com. Let me know your thoughts. More news for you. I was about to say more news for you. Rock the Bells North American tour was announced. So if you're not familiar with Rock the Bells, this was a tour that let's just say Ludacris, that LL Cool J created, highlighting legends. The Rock the Bells tour. They usually go to Europe, right? Sometimes they'll go to like Philly or something. But they in honor of 50 years of hip hop, they brought it to North America. LL Cool J has announced the Force, FORCE, live. This is his tour. His first headline arena tour in 30 years. Woo! So LL Cool J is headlining this tour. Probably similar to what we've seen with the Grammys, right? Probably something similar to that. LL Cool J, The Roots, DJ Jazzy Jeff, DJ Z-Trip will take the stage and play alongside rotating supporting acts The Roots, De La Soul, Rick Ross, Salt Pepper, Queen Latifah, Rakim, Common, MC Light, Method Man, Redman, Big Boy, Big Boy, no Andre 3000, bummer. Bone Thugs and Harmony. I wonder if Busy Bone's a part of that. Ice-T, Juvenile, Dougie Fresh, and many more planned for 24 shows. 24 shows in North America. That's gonna be lit. The tour begins June in Boston and wraps up in LA in September. So from June to September, they're going to be going East Coast to West Coast. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, all those names, legends in the game, straight legends. I wonder who, because somebody like Method Man and Redman, right? Like, who are they going to bring out? If they're in LA, are they going to bring out Cypress Hill, right? It might be dope. Tickets are available right now. Well, actually, Friday 28th. Are you going to go? Will you plan it? Maybe for those of you in Utah, maybe I'm thinking the closest city that we'll probably get is probably Las Vegas or probably Denver. Maybe Arizona. I doubt they'll come here. But who knows? Maybe they get us maybe a smaller version of the tour. Hey, Alexa, can you show me a new barber?
Don't worry, I got you.
Boogie Down Barbershop in Taylorsville is now open. Anything from gentleman's cuts, taper, fade, or if you want to treat yourself to a nice hot towel shave, Boogie Down Barbershop has you covered. Cuts for men and kids. Book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? At this point, you're just rambling, all right? What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is The Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
385-240-4666 is the number for questions. You can also leave me a voice note. Leave a text message anytime, any day, anywhere. Questions is powered by the good folks over at Observable Universe, the next generation streaming marketplace for independent filmmakers and creatives worldwide. Share, promote, and monetize your content. Don't waste your time with other video sharing platforms that keep their lion's shares to themselves, getting the larger part of the money. Get the money you deserve with Observable Universe. Follow them, Observable Universe, on Instagram at Observable YOU. Go follow them. Okay, first question comes from Tara in West Jordan, Utah. Do you own any pets? No, I do not. I don't own any pets, but I did own pets. So my first animal that I truly owned, well, I had a turtle when I was younger. We left it. We were at Jordan Park. We lived right across from Jordan Park in Glendale, and we left it out in the sun, and it cooked, and we had turtle soup. It was bad. Yeah, we killed the turtle. Me and my brother Darnell, rest in peace. My first animal was a cat. We called him Simba. We named him Simba because it was the year The Lion King came out. And Simba was great. We got him when he was a kitten. Grew up with him. He passed away 2000. I want to say 2017. It was 2017 or something like that. Passed away. So he lived a long life. And then we got a dog. Her name was Nala. Obviously, Simba and Nala, right? And she was a border collie lab mix. So she was a Labrador collie. And then we had her sister. We got her sister from the same litter, or not same litter, but a year later, same mom. Again, a Labrador collie. And that was my dog. That was my baby. When we first got her, she would only come to me. She only wanted me. And even down to the day when she passed, when we had to take her, to be put down. Well, I didn't take her because I couldn't. I took Nala with my pops. That was tough. It's tough putting your animal down. She's just old, right? They're just old, had tumors all over their body. Just really sad. It's a horrible experience. If you are a dog owner or a pet owner and you've been through that, you know what I'm talking about. It's a sad, heartfelt moment where you literally just walking them to, their last moments. And when we took my first dog, Nala, I took my pops. That was his first baby, right? That was other than me, of course, but that was his first, other than Simba. Simba was his very first, but his first dog that he loved, you know what I mean? And so seeing him cry, that was horrible because my dad's my hero, right? So seeing my pops cry, it was just like, man, took all the wind out of me. It's just like, damn. Because that we don't get to take them back. I don't know if we used to, but because of COVID and whatnot, we had to wait in the lobby, and then we said our goodbyes in the lobby, and then we hand over the collar, and then they take them back. And so when Bailey, when it was time for Bailey, my dog, when it was time for her to get put down because she was just old, my girl was like, "Do you want me to take him?" I was like, "Yes, please," because I cannot do it. I'll be crying in the lobby, snot bubbles. It would be bad. It'd be bad. So I wanted to leave knowing my memories. I said my last goodbyes in the yard with her. And the thing about Bailey is she had these big brown eyes, big brown eyes. She looked like she had human eyes. You could tell she was a human reincarnated for sure to be in a canine. She had that type of presence. She had that type of aura. Just a human love aura. And I loved her so much. And then my dad and his girlfriend, they got another dog after. They got a couple other dogs, whatever. But those were the only two real dogs that I truly had. And I'll get one for my kids. My kids, they'll get a dog as soon as I can get a good yard, a place for the dog to run. And I don't think it's fair for an animal to be cooped up in a kennel all day. I don't think that's fair to them. I think they need the fresh air, maybe an outside kennel, right? Maybe a dog run or something, but not to be living in a condo and then them getting just outdoor time just to go pee, right? Or it's hard. It's a hard thing because you want to be able to take your dog to do, certain things, and having 2 babies too. My kids don't listen for shit, man. We went to the park on Sunday after playing basketball. I told my wife, I was like, yo, we went to a dope park. Like, wonder he picked out a really cool park, and I think the kids would like it. And the wife was like, well, let's go. Like, I could barely walk. My legs are sore, but all right, let's go. And so we took the babies, and we went to the park, and sure enough, my son Amari gets a bright idea. I'm going to run away from my parents. And of course, his sister Anaya, my best friend's running. I'm running with him. Those 2 are ride or dies. Those 2 are, don't mess with them. When they're in high school, if Amari has a problem, his sister's jumping in. If Anaya has a problem, Amari's jumping in, because them 2 are tied at the hip. They are best friends. They would be twins if you didn't know it. And so sometimes he's a bad influence on her, and likewise. But hopefully we'll get a dog soon for them. Thank you, Tara. I appreciate that question. Joey in Salt Lake City, would you ever record music again? Joey, is this J-Dub from Salt Lake? I think that's J-Dub. Will I ever record music again? So, for those of you that don't know, I used to record music. I was on a record label called LTA Records, Lake Town Affiliate Records. I was on a 1-album deal with some writing credits. I've wrote pop songs. I've wrote hip-hop records. I've wrote electronic dance records. I've done a lot. Rock Solid Studio. Shout out to Rock Solid back in the day. We used to live at his studios. I wrote folk music. We went through that with Murphy and the Giant. I've played some of those music that I've written for Murphy and the Giant. Go back and listen to the St. Patrick's Day episode. That was a lot of fun. I won't say never. It's just not something that's on my mind. I haven't wrote a lyric in forever. I'll freestyle, just bullshitting with people, right? But I never took music super serious. I never was super passionate about it the way that you should be if you're trying to make a career out of it, right? So maybe you might hear some skits. Maybe you'll hear some parody songs. Maybe nothing serious, but maybe some parody songs. I had an idea for the Coi Leray player song. Girls is players too, right? But we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna say no. I'm just saying maybe with the right creative direction. I won't do it alone. No, I'll need a team. I'll need some ghostwriters. I'll need some videographers with a vision. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna do it alone. I'll need some help on some things. And I think sometimes I think that's the problem with some artists, is that they're not willing to do that. They want to do everything themselves, which isn't a bad thing. But I also feel like if you're going to do something dope, why not collaborate and do something dope together? You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to have writer's credit for somebody else writing your lyrics. I think it's okay. That's how hits are made, baby. All right, Joey, good question, man. If anybody out there wants to make a song with me, let's do it. It'll be fun. I'll have fun with it. Chase in Portland, Oregon. My man Chase, P-Town. Who's your favorite skateboarder? Chase, I knew you were going to ask this question sooner or later. As soon as you got onto the pod, I was like, yo, some of the old boys, they're going to jump in here and they're going to start, messing some things up. It's a great question, Chase. You know the answer to this question because we used to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater all the time at your spot. We used to go to Burnside Bridge all the time. We went to Copeland's. We used to grip tape our decks together. Pause. I said decks. All right. Chad Muska, Kareem Campbell, Ty, 1A, 1B, B1, A1, whatever. Those two. Those were the ones that I really, really, really liked their style. Kareem Campbell and Chad Muska, they had a similar style as far as skating. Kareem Campbell, he was just, I think for him, he was just that dirty ghetto kid. He was just that dirty ghetto kid that a lot of skaters wanted to imitate and be like. And in Chad Muska, he was the flashy one that all the kids wanted to be like. Have the flash. I feel like that's where the whole wearing a backpack came from. Because Chad, you would always see Chad with his backpack on. He would skate with his backpack on. And then that turned into hip hoppers, skating, having their backpack with their deck on it. You know what I mean? In between it. And then they would freestyle. You know what I mean? And then that's where the Jan Sports thing came from. And everybody had the Jan Sports bag, at least in my community. Kareem Campbell, Chad Muska, those old skate tapes were crazy. Element tapes were crazy. There was actually a really dope documentary. It might have been Vice, I believe. Vice. Yeah, I think Vice did a documentary on Chad Muska. I watched one. It was really dope. I didn't realize how much he took a hit when Element left him, and he got dropped from a whole bunch of brands, and then he created Supra, and then he started skating underneath Supra and doing his own thing with the Muska brand. The number one, at one point it was the number one deck sold, the Muska brand with the Muska on the side and his silhouette, the red and black joint. Number one deck sold in America, in the world at one point in time. And then when Tony Hawk Pro Skater came out, it was over. He was a superstar. Kareem Campbell, same thing. Superstar. I loved it, man. All right, good question, man. I appreciate it. 385-240-4666 is the number. If you want to get some questions in, chime in, be a part of the conversation on any of these topics, let your voice be heard.
The name says it all.
You know my name.
This is Are You Dumb?
Oh boy, Nate Diaz. He put the choke on somebody. They said it was Logan Paul at first. It was a Logan Paul lookalike. And I'm not going to lie, I thought it was Logan Paul for a hot second. And I was like, nah, Logan wouldn't be caught slipping out there like that. Plus, Logan's smart. He wouldn't get choked out. He would have distance. He would box, or he would just run like his brother Jake did, right? Do the smart thing. Don't be dumb. So this looked like there was a huge melee going on. There was the first video that came out where they just showed Nate push the guy. The guy got close to Nate again, and then Nate just chokes him out, right? And then you see the guy just sleeping. But then there was another video that came out that showed the whole melee, and it was chaos. Everybody was fighting. Everyone. So when you have chaos like that, I'm threatened for my life, yo. Like, I gotta fight. This dude's coming at me. I gotta fight. So a lot of people are like, yo, Nate's messing up the bag. He needs to be better. Why is he even in that situation? Why don't he got security? He did. Allegedly. I'm assuming that was the Diaz army that was mopping everybody up. I'm assuming. But they were doing it because they were threatening for their lives. I mean, I don't want to die in these streets. So let's fight it out. You know what I mean? Ernie Jr., you know what I mean? My man from Ninja Turtles, Kano, out there doing the hot two-step, doing the pop, 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 punches, pop, pop, pop. Swapping them up. Sweep them up. Leave them in the gutter. I think Nate Diaz did what he had to do. If I'm him and I have those tools to get this over with quick, best believe he choked him out so quick. Yeah, I'm glad he's safe. I'm glad the Logan Paul lookalike guy's all right. He didn't die or anything. I think that this is great for Nate Diaz. He got a fight coming up, right? He got a fight coming up. Who did he choke out? The Logan Paul lookalike. Who is he fighting? Jake Paul. The brothers. The conspiracy here is this is all a marketing ploy. And does it help that the dude that he choked out is a YouTuber? I think he's like a social media guy, like a little personality. Maybe he's like the fake Drake, but for Logan Paul. I think this is genius. Yo, how do we get attention on this fight that's coming up real quick? Yo, Nate, go choke out somebody that looks like Logan Paul. Say less. Good for Nate Diaz, man. Nick Cannon. He recently came out and said, yo, I was offered that ATL role. The one that T.I. was in. The one that really gave him his acting chops with Laura London, right? And the little Diana Ross's son. He said, that was supposed to be mine, right? I turned it down. I was hot off a drumline. I was looking for something better. Well, Nick, thank you for turning down that bag, because could you imagine the movie ATL with Nick Cannon. Think about that for a second. How absurd does that sound? Be horrible. All praises to Nick Cannon. I love Nick Cannon. You know what I mean? Childhood hero, I guess you would say. Nick Cannon. Loved the dude. Devin. Loved it. But the movie ATL, Big Boy, T.I., they needed somebody from Georgia. That's a part of the culture, not far from removed. And they got it right with T.I. He did a good job. Thank you, Nick Cannon, for turning down ATL. We got a good movie out of it. Brittany Griner practices ahead of first media day since her release from Russia. All eyes were on Brittany Griner on Monday as the Phoenix Mercury Center returned to practice. All right, she's back. The media has been quiet on Brittany Griner. Remember for the few months that she was gone, they were like, yo, free Brittany. Everybody had the social justice warrior shirts on. You know what I mean? Shorties were leaving their pits unshaved in solidarity with Brittany Griner, right? They were out there. And then it went radio silent. It went radio silent when she came home. You ain't hear nothing. She ain't do no interviews or anything. The Mercury's Twitter account shows video of Griner doing drills with the coach and still hitting shots. All right, sounds like she ain't lost it. The caption on the clip read, "It's one thing to be back on the court. It's another thing to be back at home. Big Brittany Griner. Big BG. She out here." Thursday, Griner will speak to Mercury's Media Day Mercury's Media Day, the first time since she's been released from the Russians. That was a mad aggressive article. The Russians. Hey, we'll see what she has to say, right? I'm excited. We need our Barbara Walters sit down. It'll probably be Charlemagne or what's his name? Actually, probably won't be nobody from the culture. It'll probably be somebody from the WNBA or something. Great moment for whoever does it. I want to hear what it was like. I want to hear what she was doing. If she regrets bringing the vape pen, if she plans on going back, can she even go back? What her plans are in the off season? I mean, I would like to hear how this whole thing got shaken down. Did she get any friends? Did she get any Russian friends in there? Did she knock down any Russians? Was there a Nadia in there that just now is like she's gonna get Nadia tatted on her lower stomach? Brittany Griner and the Russian Nadia. Former Jazz boy, that sounded real crazy. Former Jazz ball boy sues over $2 million Air Jordans. All right, so Utah Jazz in the headlines. A former Utah Jazz ball boy has filed a lawsuit over the pair of Air Jordan sneakers that recently auctioned for a record $2.2 million. Preston Truman was given the shoes after Game 2 of the 1998 NBA Finals, where Jordan cooked y'all, but he says he was pressured into selling them for a very low amount of $215,000 in May of 2020. Truman claims that the gray flannel auctions, which brokered the deal, pressured him into with threats. All right, okay, that's crazy. So pretty much, my man got hustled. All right, they knew in the next few years these things are going to be worth some money. Ooh, and then the documentary came out, The Final Dance or The Last Dance. You got hustled, not scammed. You got hustled. It happens. But how could they tell the value on these things? I guess you can over time be like, yo, anything that originally had value, right? So let's say Barry Bonds is whatever 300th home run ball or whatever. If you hold that for 30 years, of course it's going to be worth more money, right? Rather than selling it sooner, hold on to it. That's why there's a whole bunch of old dudes that have cards right now from 1972 that they've never opened. Why? Because in 2042 it's going to be worth more, especially if something of an event happens around that athlete. So Preston Truman, I don't know why you're trying to sue for 2.2. You already had the deal. Now you might be saying, yo, they were threatening me. I felt pressured. Stick to your guns, man. 10 toes down. We don't bend, we don't fold. Treyway for life. Yo, anybody check on Treyway? What's going on with the Treyway gangsters? How long has it been since Tekashi 6ix9ine snitched? It's been what, about 3-4 years? It was definitely before COVID, right? So it's been about 4 years, right? We need an update on the Treyway gangsters in New York.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Host.
And this is Host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
Man, you know what sounds really good? Just some chips and salsa.
You want the best salsa ever? Get yourself some Sauce Up Salsa at sauceupsalsa.com. Fresh fire roasted salsa, fresh ingredients, fresh produce made just for you.
Now the movie review segment you didn't ask for. It's Down in Front.
Real quick news in Down in Front. I just seen this. The little trailer came out. Conor McGregor Forever. Conor McGregor's Netflix docu-series is set to release May 17th. The doc is about his life of the life of Conor McGregor, an Irish professional mixed martial artist and now boxer, right? He fought Floyd Mayweather. People are like, "Oh, he almost got him." Stop it. Who gained worldwide fame in his success in the Ultimate Fighting Championship and his larger than life personality. Yeah, he definitely has a larger than life personality. He revived the UFC. He revived sports entertainment. He did. He was the biggest thing. Even that, just so many highlights this dude has had in a short time. What he did in such a short time is unprecedented. I'm excited to check it out. May 17th, Conor McGregor Forever. We'll have to see what happens. I know in the little in the little trailer, it showed his leg when it broke it against Dustin Poirier. I don't know how far it showed. They had to stop probably right then. But I'm excited to see how the whole Mayweather thing happened when he became double champ, right? Like, how far back did they go? If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
Karl Malone is a traitor. John Jones is the greatest of all time, but cocaine is a hell of a drug. It's your sports segment.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and all of these dudes right here is gay. Just playing. I'm playing. I'm kidding. I kid. All right. It just rhymed. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the East Coast. So as of today, the Bucks and the Heat are about to wrap up probably this Thursday. The Heat are up 3-1 right now. Cavs, Knicks, Knickerbockers are going crazy. I seen the Knicks fans out there parading on 7th Avenue. They're up 3-1 right now. They're about to send the Cavaliers home. The Philadelphia 76ers, that were the first ones to wrap it up. 4 straight wins against the Brooklyn Nets. As you know, Brooklyn, they lost KD in the middle of the season. Same thing with Kyrie. So, rebuilding season for them. They still made the playoffs, though. Not really saying much. They got swept. Celtics, Hawks. Boston leads that 3-1 right now. They'll probably close that out real soon here on the 25th. What's that? That's today, isn't it? Yeah, it's today. I got to go home and watch it. Okay, on the West Coast, the Nuggets, Timberwolves. This series has not been too fun. I mean, the games have been fun to watch, but the Nuggets will get it done. They'll beat the Timberwolves, get them out of here. Suns, Clippers. Phoenix leads that one 3-1 as well. They'll get the Clippers out of here. Kings, Warriors. This has been probably the series to watch out of the playoffs right now. First round. Kings and Warriors are tied, but the Kings, man, They keep on fighting back. The Warriors, they fight back. They'll get a little lead, and the other team comes through and crashes boards and just ends up getting the win. A lot of fun this series has been. Draymond Green, though, what's up with him just like kicking people on the balls? It's kind of crazy. And then finally, the Grizzlies-Lakers. I actually watched this last game last night. Ja Morant is something else. I feel like Ja Morant in this offseason, I feel like he needs, who am I to say? But I just feel like he needs coaching to play more fundamentally, right? Not to just, of course, be a high flyer, showboat, get those kind of crash boards, do those kind of high intensity. But, bro, playing that way, man, you're going to hurt more than just your fingers. Because, man, he had this once, he got a steal, he went up to score, and LeBron came up right underneath him. There was no reason for him to jump all crazy. Almost fell down on the good hand. It was scary. It was a scary moment. Overall, though, originally I was like, Bucks are going in. Ain't nobody gonna beat the Bucks. But now I'm like, man, the Lakers ain't looking too bad. The Nuggets still ain't looking too bad. If the Knickerbockers come out the East, though, if the Knicks come through and play the Heat and knock the Heat out, boy, I might become a Knickerbocker.
All right, that's it. That's all your bitch-ass gets.
All right, that's all you get. DreRawka, Isolation 20 podcast, number 7555. Don't forget, UFC 288, Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo is at a bar named Sue, May 6th. This is the day after Cinco de Mayo, so there might be some leftover tequila. Come drink with your boy. Come hang out with your boy. It'll be a lot of fun. Aljamain Sterling, Henry Cejudo. If you don't know who Henry Cejudo is, he is a champ, triple champ. He had 2 belts in the UFC. He has a gold medal. Just super, very talented. Aljamain Sterling, same thing. Very talented. Henry Cejudo took a break. He took some time off from fighting, but now he is back. Belal Muhammad, Gilbert Burns. This is going to be his 3rd time fighting this year. Super active. Muhammad, though, he is a killer. He is somebody that is highly talented. He's just really, really talented. And then underneath that, the women's strawweight, Jessica Andrade is fighting Jan. And then there's some other people here. Bryce Mitchell is going to be fighting. Oh, 2 fights got canceled. That's a bummer. Oh, that Darius Charles Oliveira fight got canceled. Either way, the main event is the one that you're going to be really excited about. Aljamain Sterling, Henry Cejudo. UFC 288 at a bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street. Come on out. And don't forget, there is merch on the website right now still. allrawk.com. ALLRAWK.com. Come support your boy. Everything that I make, all proceeds go back into this thing. Helps with lights, helps with cameras, helps pay rent in this place because it's not cheap. And your boy is broke. I need help. The people on TikTok were making fun of me because I said I steal Walmart food. Help. Send help, please. SOS. If you ever tried to help me before, help me now. All right? I'm out of here, man. I hope you have the day you deserve. Always protect your light. We out. Peace.